In this video we are going to continue with the quiz, with our quiz that we were making in the previous video. If you remember, this is the question, these are the buttons. So question has two options. I have used horizontal arrangements multiple times to just organize my layout, and this is one empty horizontal arrangement here that I have used because I just wanted some extra gap between these options and the next button. Now, as you know, the next button will be used to go to screen 2, and the challenge in this video, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to show you how to take the score forward to next screen and multiple screens. So if you're making a quiz which has multiple screens, you will be able to carry forward the scores from one screen to another. Okay, so we have screen 2. I have already made a little bit here, like I have added question, I have made the scoreboard, same like the previous video. The only difference here is the buttons, because I wanted to make pictures as the option and not text. So I thought I'll show you this in case if you don't remember from the previous videos. So which one is the king of fruits? There are going to be two options. I have already made my buttons, but I have not changed their text. So one button is called as BTN mango and the other button is called as BTN durian. So let me show you how to add pictures for the options, in case if you want to add that to your games or to your quiz or Kahoot or whatever you're making. So BTN mango is here. I have selected it. I'm going to remove this. So I don't want to see text. Instead, I want to see image. Right now the image is empty. So I am going to upload this picture, which I have already saved here, and okay, there you go. For this button, now obviously if you are not happy with the size, you can change the size and make it smaller and etc., which we can discuss in some time. For this button, again, I want to remove the text and I want to show you, upload a file from your device, choose the file, durian. Okay, there you go, but you cannot see the pictures right now, so we will say fill parent for height and weight, not weight, for height and width, like this. Even if now you're not happy with the size because one button is hiding, we can just go and change the height. Give me 1 second please, and I'm going to make it as pixels, so maybe 300 pixels. Yeah, now I can see my other picture. Width as 300 pixels. You can play around with these numbers if you feel this is not working for you. Let's go for 100 pixels by 100 pixels. Yeah, this looks much better. Let's do that for the other one too. So pixels 100 and width also 100 pixels. There you go, looks much better. So now we have two buttons, but they don't look like buttons, they look like images, and the code will be same. If button durian is clicked, then that's the right answer, so the score should increase, and if button mango is clicked, then the score should not increase. But before we start discussing more about score, I will teach you one more trick. Okay, now as you might be realizing, some codes over here might be common with the code on this screen there, right? So what we can do is we can simply put our code in this backpack here. So it's kind of creating a copy. If you open your backpack, you can see all the other codes that you're going to pass or have passed in the past, and so on. So I can go to my screen 2 now, and without me typing the whole code, I can simply go to my backpack and remove the code and reuse it. Obviously the code is wrong right now because on screen 2 there is no BTN star. So I will change this to BTN mango, and I want, we cannot really change the background color here because these are pictures. So I'm going to remove the color option. I'm just going to keep the enable and disable on and off. So I want, once button mango is clicked, then both button durian and button mango should be disabled, because we don't want them to click again and again to change the options, Once they have played, it's done, it's locked. Now I can simply do Command C, Command V, or Control C, Control V, and change this to BTN Durian, and the rest of remains same. Obviously, when we will add the score code, I will explain you in more depth how it will work here. Now let's go on screen 1 and understand the score code again. So when you want to make score, the very first thing is you have to initialize a variable, because in math how you have variable that has different values based on the scenario, same way variable here will take different values based on whatever calculations you're doing. So initialize global variable. So I can give any name. I'm going to give the name what I gave last time, score with the capital S. Now remember, this is case sensitive, so you have to make sure that exactly this name is typed everywhere wherever you type the variable name again. Okay, now since this is the start of the screen, I'm going to initialize it to 0 by default, and I'm going to say that whenever my screen 1, which is this current screen, is initialized or started, my LBL display score text should be 0 by default. So I'm going to show you, this is my one second, yeah, so this is my LBL display score. This is basically a label where my score will be displayed. So that is current, that will be by default 0 when the screen is initialized. Okay, now I also want to say that when the screen is initialized, so I want to set my score, my global score, to always 0 when the screen is initialized. Okay, just to be sure. And then the next and important thing starts over here. So how does the logic work? Now imagine this global score initially is 0 and the user clicks on the right answer, which is BTN star. So what should happen? When the user clicks on BTN star, my global score should not remain 0 anymore. It should be set to, let's use the math operation and get operation to get the value of the variable, which is obviously right now 0, plus 1. I want to say plus 1 if you're making a quiz or a game where you want to do plus 5, plus 10, whatever number works for you as per your requirement. Okay, so how is this logic looking like? When the game starts, when the screen starts, the global score is 0, but when the right answer is clicked, the global score is global score plus 1, which is 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Okay, when planet is clicked, which is a wrong answer, so obviously we don't want anything to happen to the score, so the score remains unchanged. But just in case if you're making a game where you want to show that if the wrong answer is clicked, you get negative marking, you can simply copy paste the same code again, and you can change this to mathematical negative and then -1 or minus whatever you want to give. Okay, now normally when we have to change the screen when the next button is clicked, this is the code, you already know this. So when button next is clicked, open another screen, screen name, in my case screen 2. But since we want to pass our variable on another screen, we cannot use this basic open screen code. So let's delete this and let's go to control and let's find something which can help us to take our value there. So open another screen name and start value. So here the start value will basically be my variable. So get global score. So whatever score I have on this screen, in my case right now, obviously it will be 1, but if you have multiple questions, you might have different number. So depending on what the user is playing and clicking on. So I will just take that variable and give it to my start value, which will be called on my next screen. So I'll teach you how to call this value on next screen. Open screen 2 and I'm going to go in designer view, block view, I'm extremely sorry. And when button durian is clicked, the value should be increased because durian is the right answer. But before even you do that, what do? You say that when screen 2 initialized, which means when the screen 2 opens, we want our variable So wait, I forgot. When you open a new screen, you should also initialize the variable here. On every screen you make, you have to initialize the variable. But the main thing is make sure that the name is exactly the same, even the capital and the small case, like it's exactly the same. Okay, so on the first screen we initialized score to 0, but on this screen we cannot take it back to 0 because we want to carry forward the value from the previous screen. So how do I carry forward the value? I'll just say get value. So get start value to my variable, like that. Okay, so on this screen I'm saying, so in the previous screen I said initialize score to 0, and then the score was initialized when the screen initializes, +1 if the answer is right, da 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 da. When next button is clicked, the screen 2 will open, screen 2 will open with the start value, whatever value of the score is. So when I go on my screen 2, I just initialize that again by saying get start value from there, from the previous screen by default, right? So that's how it looks like. And I also want to show that on my label where my score will be displayed, same like the previous screen. So LBL score display dot text should be get variable. So whatever variable value will be taken from the previous screen will be shown by default when the screen is opened or initialized. Now let's understand our logic again. Mango is the wrong answer, so no change in the score when this is clicked, but when button durian is clicked, I want my variable to be added by 1. So set global score. Once you have initialized it here, it will automatically keep taking the same name, so you don't have to really worry. And then I'm using math, same what I did before, Control C, Control V, whatever score is there before that plus 1. There you go. So this way your value from the previous screen can be taken to another screen very easily, right? Now this is for mathematical values. For string values like text and all, we can discuss that in another video, we can discuss in another lectures, but for